intelligence and wealth and happiness. These are sort of some of the things that are kind of big general things. It turns out that wealth, for example, is negatively correlated with religious belief. And intelligence, that's another one where people who are more educated, intelligence may not be the right word. People who are more educated and more knowledgeable, I think, tend to be less believing. A lot of scientists tend to be non-believers.
Yeah, I've never been a fan of using intelligent in that context, or saying people are dumb or stupid. There are plenty of really brilliant and smart Christians and theists and people of all different religious tribes.
Very capable folks. Yes.
I'll laud Ken Miller.
Francis Collins.
I'm not a rock.
Very intelligent guy. Right.
I am not more intelligent now as an atheist than I was when I was a Christian. I'm simply more knowledgeable. Mm-hmm. I've simply bothered to study things and think about things a little bit more rather than, I cracked more books than this one.
Right. On the intelligence thing, I think that if you're able to think for yourself, if you're willing to think for yourself, and if you are knowledgeable about the other religions in the world and their claims, and if you're knowledgeable about the scientific claims that are being made and the scientific evidence behind that, you're going to be less religious. Because when you really do compare these things honestly, these things don't stack up. The religious claims don't stack up. So as far as wealth, you know, I think that we have a situation where religions tend to prey on people who are down on their luck. It's a good strategy. Bet on somebody or something when it's at its bottom, right? And then cash in as it goes up. And if you believe about this religion co-opting our breeding capabilities, which you have some skepticism about, that's fine. Then
I believe they co-opted.
Yeah. Then we have a situation where the religions are happy to have kids that are not very well educated. In fact, they might be easier to indoctrinate. Now, on happiness, we have two things I want to bring up. One is on Denmark. Denmark was claimed to be the world's happiest country, according to a survey done by the National Science Foundation. So it's not a slacky sort of survey. And they found out that the reason people were happy in Denmark, oh, by the way, Denmark has the third highest population of atheists and agnostics of any country in the world.
And the New Era study says that Texas is awesome.
Okay.
20% more non-believers, atheists, agnostics, secular people in Texas now than 20 years ago.
All right.
Biggest change of any state.
Okay. So in Denmark, we have apparently happiness is very strongly associated with democracy, autonomy, free choice, social equality, and peace.
And weed.
I think you might be thinking of...
Hey.
Anyway.
I've gotten emails from Denmark before.
So why? So anyway. So Denmark has a lot of things going for it. It's very nice. So why in the world would the happiest country be a non-religious country if religion were such a great thing? Now on anxiety, that's another one that's kind of more interesting, and that is that apparently people who have religious beliefs may have less anxiety. There's a study on that, and I would claim that this has to do with this false sense of security. I would claim that this is sort of a false thing.
If you don't feel responsible for anything that's going on around you, if it's all part of God's plan, if somebody's got your back, what the hell is there to feel anxious about?
Right.
It's we've talked about a million times before about this thing of guilt and pain. Guilt and pain are good things. Pain lets you know where not to what not to do again, and guilt does the same thing. And for religions to come in and steal that away from people, I find just colossally offensive and dehumanizing. If you got anything else to hit, I know
that's it. I mean, why would God make societies of believers that are worse off than societies of non-believers? Why would God do that?
That's the key thing here. And by the way, when you're using God there, obviously we're talking about a broad range of God concepts. The thing that this Journal of Religious Studies thing, we've referenced this before. What it does show, it doesn't show that religion causes...
no causation implied.
There's no cause. It doesn't even say that religious eyes are necessarily going to be more this way, or that there's this enormously powerful correlation. What it does do is it takes every one of those self-righteous asshats who run around saying that everything that's wrong with society is because we've gotten away from God, and that if we would just get back to my particular religious views, the world would be a much, much better place. All of you are wrong. Yeah. There is no evidence, no correlation for religion improving the world around you, and there is negative evidence. If your religion were true, and if your claims were true, then you should be able to go find a little pocket of humanity that is practicing this where there's no problems at all. And yet, what do we find when we really dig and lift those rocks and find those little pockets of humanity? We find exactly what we'd expect. We find 50, 60-year-old men marrying 13-year-old girls so they can raise more kids. We find people who turn away from medicine, who's every one of these little factors that we're talking about in the pockets. You know, the Bible Belt, the southern part of the United States, where things are supposed to be that much better, that's where these things are worse.
Yeah, divorce rates are higher in the South, too.
And divorce rates are higher among, oh, well, I can't say Christians anymore. See, here's the thing. You quote a statistic, you know, because, oh, there's more Christians than atheists in prison, you know, and somebody comes up with something. Yeah, they're not true Christians. Well, the divorce rate among Christians is higher. Yeah, but those aren't true Christians. Oh, the true Christians are the ones who stayed married. Oh, well, thanks. And if they get divorced, then they're not true Christians? Yeah. And so the 25 years or so that I spent thinking I was a true Christian, now that I'm an atheist, I wasn't ever a true Christian? Yeah, that's right.